25 years of joy. My name is Sandra Esinamap and I'm here for business. In our first story tonight, 3 former diplomats from the African continent have been shortlisted for final pick to head the Secretariat of the Continental Free Trade Agreement in Accra, Ghana. The exercise, which is expected to end this weekend, February 9, has no Ghanaian among the finalists, despite the country hosting the Secretariat for the most ambitious trade area. The successful candidate is expected to begin work from March this year in Accra, 4 months prior to the full implementation of the agreement. Ebenezer Sabute has more in the following report.
In all, about 121 applicants were received for the topmost position of the CFTA Secretariat. 2 Ghanaians who made it during the application process could not advance after the second screening process that brought the number down to 30 earlier in the week. The 3 finalists are Cecilia Akintomide from Nigeria, Wamkele Mene from South Africa, and Faustin Luanga from the Republic of Congo. Cecilia Akintomide served as a former vice president of the African Development Bank and also a general secretary of the bank. Besides this, Cecilia is a practicing lawyer in Lagos State. 40-year-old South African Wamkele Mene served as the head of mission to the World Trade Organization for his country, South Africa. And the 3rd finalist is Democratic Republic of Congo's Faustina Luanga, with an over 20 years experience dealing with the diplomatic and economic relations, both on national and international platforms. Luanga has also been instrumental in the drafting of the Continental Free Trade Agreement as a country's representative on the board, adding his experience as senior economist at the World Trade Organization. It is clear that all 3 have great experience on continental trade and diplomacy, but the final decision falls on the heads of state of the African Union, who are currently meeting in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The selection will be made and an official announcement will be issued by the Commissioner for Trade and Industry, Albert Muchanga, on Sunday, February 9. With the credentials of the finalists, one may consider Nigeria and South Africa being the biggest economies in Africa and what they bring on board as General Secretary of the Administrative Office. However, Nigeria is yet to ratify the agreement, which some analysts fear may be used against the former General Secretary of the African Development Bank from Nigeria if ratification is being added as a criteria, and also the fact that Nigeria is already occupying key positions on similar institutions in the continent, like the Afri-Exim Bank and African Development Bank. Luanga from DRC has close advantage due to the role he played in the promulgation of the articles for the agreement, and DRC being one of the strong advocates of AFCTA from the East African bloc. Ghana is losing out in the Secretary General position, but that will certainly not be the end of the road for the country, because there are going to be other portfolios that will be by appointment, and hosting a secretariat will be an easy way to get Ghanaians in some management positions. Ibn Sabute's report for Joy Business.
Joining me in the studio for more on what it means is coordinator of CART International, a non-profit research and advocacy policy think tank, Apia Kusi Adomaku. Thanks so much for your time. So you saw in that report 21 applicants, then 121 applications, then shortlisted to 9, now down to 3. Losing out on the topmost job for the Secretariat, what does it mean for a country that is hosting the Secretariat? And is it fair to say that we are not competent for the topmost job?
I think I'll be the last person to agree with you on this matter. We are very, very competent. And let me use this analogy. In case you are all in the same political party and you go for the primaries and you don't win, and you are still going to support the winning candidate, once the person wins the election, you can get ambassadorial position, cabinet position. And let me tell you, there are lots of positions that are going to come, technical and non-technical. And beyond that also, we are going to have administrative positions. These are all non-technicals. And per the AU rules, administrative positions and non-technical positions are supposed to go to the host countries. Because if you want to go and bring a secretary, which is not an extremely technical position from, let's say, Nigeria, once the person is coming, he's coming as an expert. You have to pay for expert salary, the wife, the children, school fees, and their health care. But if you have a
so that's an SS cost.
SS cost.
Okay.
So if you go to, Addis, for example, almost all the administrative staff at the AU Secretariat are all from Addis, Ethiopians. And that has created lots of jobs for the Ethiopians. The security staffs, the paramedics, the drivers, all of them are, Ethiopians. So I don't think we have lost that at all.
So it's not possible at all that we'll not have anybody from Ghana occupying key positions as far as the Secretariat is concerned?
Ghanaians are very, very competent. And, we have two phases of the agreement. The first phase takes effect in July this year. The second phase on intellectual property, competition and investment starts also in March. And that's also going to create whole lots of jobs for the Secretariat. And I believe that, and also because of what Ghana is also giving into the AU, we have some concession, non-competitive concession that the host country would be giving.
All right, so on the 9th, we'll have the Secretary General. What is your initial expectation from whoever will be selected?
But we expect to see the person moving to Accra within a week to start setting up the administrative and all the already the administrative setup has already been designed. So the person has to come to Accra and start working and also start recruiting the administrative staff and all the other things, because this is a big thing that we can't afford to slow down.
And then before I let go, we don't have much time before I let go of you. The absence of a common currency, how is that going to hinder the progress of the African Continental Free Trade Area?
That's a very big question, and I think it's going to play a dominant role. But let me say that AU has started a payment system, which is being run by Afro-Exim Bank, headquartered in Cairo. So gradually, we are going to start transferring money to, if you are from Ghana, you want to send money to somebody in Nigeria, the money doesn't have to go to New York through the SWIFT. So gradually, we are actually making progress. In the short term, absence of the common currency will be a limited challenge, but not a binding challenge to the common free trade agreement.
If we have to see something successful with this trade area, is it incumbent on us to have a common currency? The ECO has been put on hold for some reasons now, and that's only for the African West African region. But a common currency, if you want to see a successful continental free trade area or agreement, do you think that we really need a common currency?
It is not a binding requirement to have a common currency.
Okay.
We have the NAFTA, which is between US, Mexico, and Canada. They don't have a common currency, and they are doing very well on that particular block. So let's start gradually, and once it will come to a point whereby we cannot resist the need to have a common currency.
Right. All right, Mr. Piakusi Dumako, thank you so much, coordinator of CART International. We've been talking about the African Continental Free Trade Area and where Ghana stands to benefit in all this. That's all for business for now. My name is Sandra Essenama.